Hi, so I want to give you a quick tutorial using my iPhone about how you can get the Google applications on your smartphone. So the first thing is we are going to tap on the App Store. And once you're in the App Store, you'll see that there is a search button down at the bottom and then there's a search bar up at the top. You can use either one. They will both get you the same results. So you're going to type in Google and then whatever application you're looking for. So right now we're talking about Google Docs, so we'll type in Google Docs and then search for it. You'll see that it's the very first application that pops up, and for me it says open. If you don't have this application downloaded to your phone, it will give you the option to download it. So you'll click that and it will download the application and then give you the option to open that app. Now, if you are at your home screen after you've downloaded the application, you can either find it in your applications or you can go to the very end of it and click the one that looks like the Google Docs app. Or there's another way. So we're going to go back all the way to the front screen and then swipe the other direction, and that should pull up a search bar up at the top. So in that search bar, there's a good chance that it's going to pull up the icon that you need right below it, but if it doesn't, you can type in Google Docs and it will bring you that icon, but it will also give you the option to search for it online. So you can find it in other places as well. But for this, we're going to click on that application and it's going to open up Google Docs for you. Now you'll notice that this screen is very similar to the one that we used during our live session. So I just want to give you a quick overview. As I said, when we title our documents, it gives us the option to search for those. So we can type in fisherman and see if that will pull up the thing that we created today. So fisherman piece. There it is. You'll see that we have created that document. It is here, and then you can edit directly from this screen. So if you are wanting to practice changing the font, for instance, you can highlight that by double-clicking on the word and then dragging that other circle over until you've highlighted everything that you want. Now, you can click on that second circle again where it's magnified and pull down if you want to highlight even more things. Or if you want to go back and you only want to highlight the one word, then you can do that. All right, so I'm going to highlight italicized. And when I want to change that, I can use this ribbon in the middle of the screen. And you'll see that they have the option to make it bold, to make it italicized, or underlined, or all of them. You can also go up here at the top where you see that large A with the lines, click that, and that's going to give you even more options. So you can change the font. Maybe you're wanting to use something a little bit more flashy like Pacifico. So that's going to change that directly to your document. You can also use other fonts. You can change them as many times as you want. I like this Pacifico though one, so we are going to stick with that. You can also change the color. We'll change it to red. We'll go with this nice dark red color. And then you have the option to change the text style. Honestly, I don't use this very often, but it is a tool that is available for you. You can also change the paragraph format. So maybe you want this center paragraph that's already highlighted because of those comments that we left. Maybe you want that to be centered. So you can highlight that, click the center button, and it's going to format it for you. If you want to make it go back over, you click on the left alignment button, or again, you can go into that uppercase A at the top and you can have all of the other options right here. So maybe you want your line spacing to be bigger. You can change that. Maybe you want bullet points. If you click on it, it applies that property. If you click it again, it takes it away. So we've got that how we want it. If we decide that we've made a mistake and we want to undo what we've just done, you can click this backward arrow up at the top and it will go back to whatever you had beforehand. We talked a little bit about adding images. You can do that directly from this app as well. So when you click the plus button, it's going to add something, and then you get to pick what you want to add. So you can add a link, you can add an image, a table, just like we talked about in the live session. But you can also add things like a page break or page numbers, footnotes, etc. I'm going to add an image. I'm going to select from my photos, and it's going to give me the option to pick a picture, and it will insert it just like it did during our live session. I'm not entirely sure how you would resize this image, but I'm sure that there is an option to do that. I just don't know it right off the top of my head. All right, so we've got that inserted. Now, maybe you want to share it with somebody. So we've talked about that. There are a couple ways that you can do this. So if you notice up at the top, these 3 dots in the top right-hand corner, you can click those and it's going to give you some options. About 2/3 of the way down, you'll see that it says share and export. When you click on that, it's going to give you several options. So you can either save it as a Word document, you can go ahead and print it, you can send a copy of it, or you can do link sharing. So I have mine turned on because that's what I typically use the most, and I can just go ahead and copy that link. Now, if I go back in to, let's say, a browser, or if I'm going into my email or a text message and I want to share this with somebody, I can hold it down and click paste, and it's going to put that link wherever I paste it, and then I can just go ahead and access it on my internet browser. Now, you're going to notice that the formatting is a little bit wonky here, and that's just because this wasn't set up to use it on this browser. However, you can change that. It still works just the same, but it's also going to give you this option up at the top to go ahead and open Google Docs instead, and it's going to pull up that exact same document. Maybe. So anyway, you can click back on this. Wouldn't you know it, my internet's frozen. So anyway, you can close it out. And if you remember, we talked about how your changes are automatically saved. So you notice that I didn't click save on anything, but my phone crashed, right? So I couldn't access anything anymore. I had to shut it all down. And if we were using Microsoft Word, all of those changes would likely be lost. But when you go back in, look, everything is as it should be. I didn't lose any of my progress. I didn't lose any of my changes, and I can still go back in and start where I left off. So I can click on share and export. I can click copy the link, but this time I want to share it to an email. So I'm going to click add, and then I can select people who I commonly share things with, or I can enter a new address in. I can also click that link button, and it's going to give me that same link that I used just a minute ago.